ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. O Lord, open my chest and ease my task for me and loosen the knots from my tongue so that they may understand. This is an invocation given by our prophet Moses before he went to go speak with the Pharaoh. Assalamu alaikum, dear elders, guests, family members, parents, and friends. Welcome to our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Jazakallah khair for celebrating this momentous day with us all. I would like to tell you guys a short story about this. Can y'all hear me? I want to tell y'all a story about how and what was the inspiration for me becoming an Eagle, and that's this shirt that I'm wearing right here. Now you guys may be wondering how a shirt inspired me to work for 7 to 10 years and work through all that time, do all the merit badges, 22 merit badges, go to the meetings, go to campouts. How did a shirt do all of that? So I'm about to tell you. So when a Cub Scout becomes a Boy Scout, he goes from the blue shirt to this tan colored shirt. So in 5th grade, my family and I went down to the scout shop and we went to go look for a Boy Scout shirt because I was about to become a Boy Scout. And so the old man that was working there told us to buy a shirt that's like 5 times my actual size because I was in 5th grade, and this is the same shirt that I'm wearing right now. I have washed it a few times, but it's the same shirt that I wore in 5th grade. So he was like, yeah, you're about 4'5", but you'll be like 6 foot one day, so buy a shirt that'll fit you. So we went around, picked out a shirt that was gonna fit me in about 7 years, and I took it to the cashier. And I was like in 5th grade, so I didn't bother looking at the price tag because my dad was with me. But he rang it up, and it was like $72. And my dad looked at me, and I looked at him, and he started laughing. He was like, go ahead and use your Eid on your shirt. And so my dad periodically gives us money throughout the year on Eid and for memorizing surahs and for getting good grades and stuff like that. So he was like, yeah, go ahead and use your money. And I wasn't about to blow my entire life savings on one shirt to become a Boy Scout. So I was like, I don't think so. And so my sister was there, my older sister was there, Iman. And she was like, oh, don't worry, I'll buy it for you. And she was a year older than me, so she had maybe $100. She spent the $100 on buying a Boy Scout shirt for me. And so that was my inspiration to complete Eagle Scout. So one day I would be able to wear it on my Eagle Scout Court of Honor and make her proud, make my family proud because of her shirt. So as a Cub Scout, as you may know, you go on a lot of camping trips with your family. You guys cook together, you eat together. It's more family oriented, and that's some of my best childhood memories. We would go to campouts and have fun. But as a Boy Scout, you kind of leave your family and your parents and you go off on your own. There's just a few adult leaders. You cook for yourselves, you clean for yourselves, you wake up, you do all the things by yourself. But my family was always there. It was always like a family affair. Every time I would get a rank advancement or a merit badge, we would go out to eat, something like that, just to make sure that they're still involved. So the unity that was built with the shirt and Boy Scouts was with the family. It is something that I believe is a universal concept in Boy Scouts. We have 12 words: trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent, but we don't have unity. But if I could describe Boy Scouts in one word, it would be unity. Because look around you. You have people of different races, different languages, different cultures, all unified because of this Boy Scout celebration. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for celebrating this with me. So my first year in Boy Scouts, I was in 6th grade, like 12 years old, and my parents already started planning who would invite to my Eagle Court of Honor and where it would be and how it would be, and my sister would decide on what color cupcakes she wanted to bake and all that stuff, and we never thought that we would have a group of 300 people celebrating with us, but their thoughts were motivation for me to continue, and we have a bunch of beautiful cupcakes and cakes right there, so I want to thank them for their thoughts and keeping me and inspire me and keep telling me, oh yeah, your Eagle Court of Honor is going to be this great and like that and like that. So the day has finally come that it is our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. My father also told me that he would invite my grandfather from Saudi Arabia all the way across the world to come to my Eagle Court of Honor, and I never thought that would happen. I was like, he hasn't come here in over 10, 15 years. The visa's so hard to get, he wouldn't come here. But 2 weeks ago, he had a plane ticket booked to be here. Unfortunately, because of a family emergency, he wasn't able to make it, and he canceled his plane ticket, but he had the intention. So I want to thank him, even though he's not here, for making the intention to be here and celebrate with us. So I wanted to thank my grandfather, my father for having the thought, my two beautiful sisters. When I started the journey, I didn't have my other sister, but Mariam is also with us here today. I wanted to thank her, Iman, my mom, Yasmin, and my father, as well as my grandfather. Now, their unconditional love and support has carried me thus far, but starting next year, I will be starting a new chapter in my life, inshallah, starting with college. So I hope and pray that I will have their support, because without it, I would not have gotten to become an Eagle, and I hope I have it so that I can do great things with my life in college and after. So I hope that I have their support and love like I have had so far. With that, I want to call them up, my family, to come up. And my father will be saying a few words.
Oh, I need to bring my speaker. So he's going to pin us all against the wall.
So I want to present my father and mother with the parents' pins.
And he just spoiled a nice shirt of mine.
Was it $70?
I got it on clearance.
So most of the time you have a mentor pins, which I'll present later, but I want to do something a little bit unconventional. I give my sister a mentor pin for giving me the shirt so that I'm here today, and for being a role model for me, for always being by my side. She's actually a year older than me, so I would follow her example, not repeat some of the mistakes. But it was always a mentorship, so I want to give her a mentor pin. Mariam doesn't get a pin yet. But this is my beautiful family. They're the reason that I'm here today. So once again, I want to thank them, and my father will say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Which means peace be upon you. So dear honorable guests, brothers and sisters, it's my privilege to stand here after a long journey of 10 plus years, seeing these kids starting their first steps in Cub Scouting and growing up into the highest rank of the Boy Scouts of America, which is Eagle Scout. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, alhamdulillah. So I would like to really start by saying congratulations to all the Eagles who are becoming Eagle today. Wasim, Jabir, Shaji, Taimur, Muhammad Ali, and of course Salman. Congratulations. We are very proud for your achievements. We have waited for 10 plus years, but we're glad that you made that thing. Obviously, this is a great milestone, and we have still high expectations for you to continue to do great things in life, inshallah. Are you ready for that? Yes. I would like to start by thanking family for starting the whole scouting program in our message, which is giving dividends now in this wonderful achievements. Not only achieving ranks, but achieving the moral values, the essence of what scouting stands for, the leadership skills, the communication skills. They're wonderful attributes. So any of you who have kids who can be potential candidates for Eagles, I humbly request you to pursue that journey. The journey can be hard, but it's absolutely rewarding. We've enjoyed every bit of the scouting events, all the competitive spirit which comes with the Cub Scouting and Boy Scouting. For some of you who don't know what Pinewood Derby is, a lot of efforts goes and fathers become competing against each other to make the best So when you go around, check it out, inshallah. It's very rewarding. So thank you, Brother Rullah, for all your efforts. May Allah reward you and put in your scales of great deeds. I would like to thank the troop 321 and of course our troop for doing the great things you have done for our children. So 1323, we owe you a lot, our family owes you a lot. We wanted Salman to step out of the comfort zone and go to another community, obtain the experience of diversity, learning really the multicultural thing, what this country stands for. So we thank you for embracing us, for including us. Please take our message of gratitude back to the troop and the chartering organization. We really owe you all. So thank you for all this stuff. And every single one of you, the community of Masjid al-Salam, we owe you from the bottom of our heart sincere gratitude. We need a village to raise a child, and you guys have been that village. Thank you for enriching them with your experience. Thank you for grooming them. Thank you for guiding them. We really appreciate it. It couldn't have been possible just doing this solo. So thank you for your collaboration. I will not forget Miss Edge. Miss Edge has been Salman's godmother. She has been there for so long, helping Salman, being the biggest fan. She is one of his top teachers, mentors, and big fan, really being there for him on every step of the journey. We really owe you a lot for what Salman has become. She is the chairperson for the HOSA, if you know, Health Occupation Scientists of America. They compete locally, regionally, and nationally, and now internationally. And she has taken this board and a lot of other kids in this hall through that journey and winning nationally, internationally, and regionally. So a big hand for Ms. Edge. We really owe you a lot. Well, as for Salman, I would say we're very grateful and humble, and we're thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Lord Almighty for having given us a pious son like him, a good son. We have celebrated many of your achievements. We're very proud of whatever you have done, and we look forward to many achievements to come over the years. We pray to the Lord Almighty that He keeps you on the straight path and that you be successful wherever you go and whatever you do. We pray for you. You have our best wishes and for abundance of success. Lastly, I would like to address the youth, really. It's very important that we always continue to challenge you. I would like you to really make a pledge as you walk out of these doors today. Really, to make a pledge to continue to excel in your life. To make a pledge to always look forward and never look back. To make a pledge to make a great name for yourselves in this world of 21st century. Can you guys do that? Yes? Please. We expect a lot of great things you can do it. We want you to be a great ambassador of your faith wherever you go. Be proud Muslims. Show the whole humanity what Islam is and how you can make a difference in a positive ways, in many different ways. With that, I'd just like you to continue praying for our kids. Thank you for coming. Special thanks to all the moms and sisters who helped making this wonderful hall. I actually was so excited I wore a pink tie, hoping that it's Salman's wedding day. You know, it looks so nice, so why not? You know, we couldn't find the bride in time. Sorry for that. I'd like to end with those smiles and thank you all the families and congratulations to you, the moms, the dads, and the kids, of course, for achieving this great plan. And thank you. And if ever Salman gets married, you will be the wedding planner. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Papa, for that heartfelt speech and proposal. I have my mentor behind me, Ms. Haggard. She will say a few words now.
Now. Thank you so much. Good evening. I asked Salman's father how to greet you. He told me what to say, but I'm afraid I'll mess it up. So I'm just going to go with good evening. It's an honor to be here tonight. I've had the pleasure of knowing Salman for almost 4 years now, as both his teacher and advisor at Klein High School. I've also worked with a lot of students that are here this evening. And when I first met Salman, he was actually very quiet, pretty reserved, and always very respectful and polite. The first memories that I have of him were, well, he sure is a nice young man. But as far as the quiet part, that definitely changed through the years. I had the distinct pleasure of working with Salman and his friends who are here this evening, Hani Hassan, Hamza Shari, as they learned parliamentary procedure and have proceeded to rank nationally for the past 3 years. This is a testament to their dedication and hard work. For me, the best part of the entire experience was not just seeing them win, well, maybe, but the constant memories of their laughter and giggling. Yes, they are boys, but they giggle. Well, at least when they were younger. But what I've witnessed special is the way that they look out for each other and the strong bond of friendship and brotherhood. And I can't help but think that being a part of Boy Scouts has a lot to do with their loyalty to each other. Over the years, I have watched Salman grow into an incredibly kind, yet charismatic leader. The joy of my job as a teacher is being able to sit back and watch as our future lawyers, businessmen, and doctors are molded and shaped for the future. I truly believe that the Boy Scouts of America has made a huge difference in all of their lives. And I can say that for Salman in particular, the characteristics of a Boy Scout that he embodies the most, and he does know them because he said them all really fast earlier. But for me, the characteristic that stands out the most about Salman is his trustworthiness. There's never been a time that I've asked Salman to do something that he didn't come back and do it exceptionally well. There was never a time that I said, Salman, I need you to take care of this, that I questioned that he wasn't going to immediately go and get it done and exceed my expectations. Salman, no matter where your path may take you in the future, I know that you will continue to be a strong and kind leader and that others will trust to follow you. As your teacher, mentor, and now as your friend, I would like to congratulate you on the rank of Eagle Scout. I am very proud of you.
What is that?
So I'm giving her a mentor pin as well. So before I conclude, I would like to invite Mr. Rob Price to give a scouting memory of me.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rob Price. I'm the Assistant Scoutmaster at Troop 1323, and it is truly a privilege to be here to speak about Salman. And I think that some words I would not use to describe Salman would be flaky, easily distracted, squirrel. None of these words that apply to so many boys who come into the scouting program, none of them appropriately apply to Salman. If on a camp out, especially those early years, I shared that experience of a quiet boy who is, and very polite. If you want to know where Salman was on a camp out, just figure out what the boys ought to be doing right now. That's where he was. Whatever they're supposed to be doing, he was doing that. Whether it was setting up the tents or helping the troop set up its next activity or cooking, Salman was all over. And he was never one of those boys you had to worry about. There was one at the end of summer camp, I have to say, at the end of summer camp, the last morning, in fact, there was a scuffle, but it wasn't Salman's fault. So I want to vouch for him, it wasn't Salman's fault, but he sorted it out. So, so that's the kind of kid he is. And as he progressed through the ranks, he learned more and more and became more and more responsible. And so the aspect of the Scout Law that I think at this point really applies to Salman is the Scout Law, the point of the Scout Law is brave. Because if I were to figure it, for him, when I think of Salman, I think of persistence. And persistence requires courage. It requires bravery. Because you have to be willing to work not knowing what the outcome will be. You have to be willing to risk to achieve great things. And we know that with the difficulties that Salman had on his Eagle project, right? And what an extraordinary project that was. I mean, amazing. I was absolutely floored when his dad was telling me about all the things that were going to be going on with that. And he came up against obstacles. He came up against disappointments. But he had the courage to continue to risk and continue to persevere. And that is such a rare and noble quality. And I just want to raise that up in this young man, because we all will face those risks or face those obstacles. And we all are called to be willing to risk and have the courage to persevere. And coming up with a new project, being able to execute that with excellence, as I know that you did, speaks volumes. And that is a quality that, frankly, we celebrate in scouting, but you just can't teach it. You can't teach that kind of thing. You can model it, and boys can internalize it, but it's not something you learn in a book, is it, someone? It's something that is in your heart, and we give thanks to God because it is God-given, and this quality of courage and perseverance that you have been gifted with will be a blessing to you in your life and to those who know you. So, well done, Salman. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I want to quickly thank the people that helped me in my Eagle project, Brother Asif Dawood, Brother Hilal Jamal, Brother Ashraf Danoui. Both of those were on the construction committee that worked with me for over a year, designing a project that was not completed, but inshallah will be, because the plans for that are almost done. Brother Asif helped me in my new project that I did complete, and I want to thank him so much for that. Brother Abdul Razak helped with technical support on that project, and Brother Ali Toker was there on the day of the project to help me install it, which was it was a professional projector in the library. We had a motorized screen as well, where we use it for classes and the Peace Academy that we have here and other instructional classes. So I want to thank them for that. Thank you all so much for coming, and I'm going to pass it on to the next scout, Shadi Jamal.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not going to come close to what Salman's speech was. I'm not good at public speaking either. Just like that one scoutmaster. So I would like to begin by thanking all of you for finding the time to attend our Court of Honor today. Today I will give you all a glimpse of what my journey has been like through this program. I entered the scouting program much later than my fellow scouts, only being a Cub Scout for 1 year. However, I always saw the older boys participating in all the cool activities like archery and shooting rifles and stuff, and I always knew I wanted to do that. And it always made me really look forward to becoming a real Boy Scout, not a Cub Scout. The initial years were full of new experiences, and it was everything that I thought it'd be. The most memorable being the endless hikes, bike rides, and backpacking trips. Those years were full of fun, but also full of somewhat revolting memories that we don't like to talk about anymore. I won't go into any more details. Anyway, those years were some of the best of my life. It created a burning passion within me for not only being a Boy Scout, but being a greater man. As I grew older, time became very limited very quickly, and I often asked myself why I was still doing this. I saw more and more of my fellow scouts dropping out of the program, and to be blunt, there was a time when I was kind of uninterested and understood their reasoning. It just wasn't as fun as it used to be. The old days were way better. But that is what helped me to learn that life is more than just about fun and games. It's about the hardship and journey as well. Although our group became considerably smaller, we decided to stick out just as we were taught. We knew we had to finish what we had started. Making time for Boy Scouts while keeping up in school was an extremely difficult task, but it taught me the importance of time management and commitment. Towards the end of it, it became a bit more fun because I finally realized and accepted the challenge of things being hard. But I knew it would never be the same as the initial years. But that's just life. As we grow older, things change, and we have to adapt to what goes on in life. It's just understanding that nothing in life ever stays consistent. So now I'd like to talk about the meaning of reaching Eagle to me. Today marks the finish line of one of the most rigorous journeys we can all experience. But more importantly, today marks the starting of the next, much longer journey, the journey of life. I'm more than confident to say that reaching Eagle Scout has prepared me for whatever obstacle that may come my way in the future. And I am proud to be part of the elite 7% of scouts who earned the Eagle Scout Award. I'd like to begin by thanking Allah. Nothing would be possible with the guidance and help of God. I'd like to call up Brother Ayman Hijazi, who served as one of the greatest mentors to me from the beginning, the one who treated scouting as his occupation. He was the first scoutmaster I ever had and was the reason why scouting was so great in the initial years. Part of the reason for me staying in the program was him. He put in so much effort in me, I knew I had to reach Eagle one day. I'd like to call up Brother Riza Backus, who served as one of the greatest mentors to me all the way from the Cup Scouting days also. Without his guidance, my Eagle Scout project would have been a complete failure. Every time I would go to him to review my project, he would always find something to improve or fix. Same thing with Mayor Baddies. He taught me the importance of procedure, safety, and more importantly, having morals. I'd like to next recognize Brother Abdul Malik as a mentor, although he is not here today. Brother Abdul Malik served as the younger scout leader, the one who was the most relatable to us. However, he also taught us the importance of discipline and physical fitness. So next, I'd like to call up Brother Rizwan Shocker, who served as a mentor to me also from the Cub Scouting days. He always served as a good reminder of the importance of religion in whatever we do. Not only that, he offered the best advice on topics related to scouting.
He was afraid he might stab me, so I told him, don't worry, I'm okay.
Next, I'd like to call up Brother Abdul Fattah Kish, my current scoutmaster, who served as a mentor to me during the more important years, the more recent years. He showed me the importance of balance and commitment, and I'm grateful to him for all the effort he puts into this program currently. He is also one of the few who treat scouting as their occupation. Next, I'd like to thank the following people for playing a significant role in my journey to Eagle Scout. Brother Nadir Tayyib, Brother Abdul Razak, Sister Sarah Purcha, Brother Bashir Zaraki, Brother Sharbat Malik, Brother Nablan, Brother Murad, Brother Brad Neal, and Brother Yasser Masood, and whoever else that played a role in my journey. Finally, I'd like to thank the two most important people in my life. These two people made me the person I am today, and I don't know what I'd do without them. I'd like to call up both of my parents, and I'd like to especially thank my mother, who serves as a hidden backbone behind everything I do. like to call my sister, who's always been there too, from the beginning. Thank you. I'd like to call Timur Dodge next. God, my mother has a gift for the truth.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Alhamdulillah, the day has come that we had, worked effortlessly, and I'd like to thank all of the troop leaders, all the people that Shaji has mentioned are just a few. There are numerous brothers who have helped Shaji achieve this journey, and they've been selflessly dedicated, inspirational for Shaji. I don't think we could have done it personally without their help. To my understanding, 75 or even more percent of Shaji's journey is being done by all the troop brothers and families and their support. The rides to the camp out, the rides to the merit badge universities. I just don't have any words to describe what we feel. Their selfless dedication and inspiration for us. May Allah award you all abundantly. So we couldn't name everybody by name, so we have chosen to give them a gift, Tree for Life. We have, I'd like to present this to Brother Abdul Fattah, since he's the current Scoutmaster. On behalf of our Jamal family, to the troop volunteers, since we've joined and going forward, to other boys also.
Thank you so much, guys. Amazing.
So now I'd like to call Timur.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Before I start my speech, I'd like to take a moment of silence for all those around the world that are oppressed right now. First off, I'd like to thank Allah for helping me attain the Eagle Scout rank, because as we all know, without him, none of this would be possible. One of the things my father always used to tell me was never to stress about anything and just leave it up to Allah. He would always have an event or something, and he would always, like on the way there, we'd always be like, aren't you worried? You have to speak, you have to do this, you have to do that. And he'd always be like, no, I didn't prepare, I'm just leaving it in Allah's hands. And when he was walking out, everyone would always tell him, you were such a great MC, you gave such a great speech, we appreciate it. So that's what I've kind of done throughout my journey. I've worried a bit, to be honest, but a lot of the times I've left it up to Allah. I would also like to thank my mother and the parents of my fellow Eagle Scouts for dedicating an endless amount of time to make this event possible. It looks amazing, and so a round of applause for them, please. First off, I'd like to thank my father for allowing me to join such a prestigious organization. That has made me the person that I am today. When I first joined the program as a Cub Scout, specifically I was a wolf. And if I look back, I can remember how we used to practice our pushmobile turnaround, and we always used to make sure it was under 5 seconds. And we used to do it under the current multi-purpose hall where we're sitting right now, and it wasn't made at the time. I also remember we used to have Pinewood Derby races, and me and my father used to work so hard on the car, but we never won. I always got last place, unfortunately. But I remember that we used to get the best looking car, or I think my last year, one of the brothers gave me a ribbon for the slowest car as well. From there, I continued on to Boy Scouts, and I found friends that were like a second family to me. Shaji, Wasim, Salman, although he wasn't a part of my troop, Muhammad Ali, and Jabir. One of my favorite periods as a scout was when I joined the Venture Patrol with Brother Ayman and Brother Abdul Malik. These two Scoutmasters has pushed us to our limit every single camp out and meeting. Whether it was tying knots or it was carrying 5-gallon coolers for 5 miles during a hike. I still remember Brother Abdul Malik always used to pick on me and make me hang upside down on trees for like 2 minutes at a time, and the rest of the scouts would laugh at me. I remember one camp out, as Brother Ayman already previously mentioned, they put me in a stretcher and they carried me for I think 3 or 4 miles, and truth be told, they kept dropping me and banging my head, and I wish I could step out. In all honesty, this organization has taught me many things, such as outdoor skills, determination, and leadership. But one of the most important skills that I think it has given me is leadership, because this is a skill that I can carry on throughout the rest of my life, in my workplace, with friends, in any occasion that I need to. I would like to thank my mentors, and if they could come up as I call them, Mrs. Haggard, Miss H has been a mentor for me at school. She has always pushed me to the limit so I can be the best person. No matter what the situation is, she always tells me that I can overcome it. She's one of the biggest reasons that I've had a successful lung cancer project last year. So thank you for everything you've done to me, and honestly, when people say you're the mother at school, it's true. Thank you. Next is Brother Ayman. Brother Ayman was my very first scoutmaster, and I owe him credit for helping me advance through the first 3 ranks. And I remember me and Chaji used to run to him all the time to get the first 3 ranks, requirements in the first 3 ranks done. And he honestly did make it a career. There were times when Brother Ayman was the only one here working with the scouts, and so I wanted to thank you for that.
Shall I tell them the story about the jinni or no?
Go ahead.
It's okay.
Next, I'd like to call up Brother Rizwan Shakir. I would like to thank him for the endless amount of rides that he gave me to the campouts that I attended. I also want to thank him for all the life lessons that he taught us within his famous Scoutmaster Minute that was always longer than a minute. And I also want to thank him for all the financial advice he has given us.
Did you make any money yet? Am I right?
Inshallah. Next, I want to call up Brother Nader for being the most supportive Merit Badge counselor that I have ever had. I remember he spent endless hours teaching family life classes and helping me find merit badges at the Merit Badge University sessions. And he also came to my house one time to sign a merit badge, so I want to recognize you for that as well. Lastly, I want to recognize Brother Riza because he's been by my side ever since the beginning. He was also my Eagle Scout project coach, and he was with me during the day of my Eagle Scout, and he made sure that it was a success. I want to thank you especially because all the children had their fathers there, but I did not, and so Brother Riza stepped up and he helped me throughout every single step of my project, and I'm very grateful for that.
She said.
Congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Last but not least, I'd like to recognize Brother Abdul Fattah for the dedication that he has given to this troop, even though he is new to our troop. He honestly came through, and as our troop was slowly, I guess you could say, crumbling, he came and picked it up, and he was one of the strongest pillars that we have right now.
Oh no, cool. Hey, man, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Your dad is proud of you, by the way. I know that for sure. Okay? Very proud of you.
Last but not least, I'd like to call up my uncle named Raja and my mother. So, my uncle in the recent years, he's really stepped up and he's become a role model for me. And I'd really like to thank him for that, because not every man is able to do what he has done. It's really hard, so I've heard from outside sources, to accept other children as yours, and he's really done that for me. My mother, on the other hand, she's like in the background more, so she's like my willpower, and whenever I struggle with something, I always go to her, and she's given me the best advice, and I really appreciate you for that. And so I'd like to give you a thank you. Now a few words from my uncle.
Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, I'm honored to speak on behalf of my family on accomplishment of my nephew, my son, Taimur Raja. I wish his dad was here, because he is the one who spent countless hours, time with him. He went to all the events with him. Last 2 years it's been hard for us because of his sickness and then his death. But I'm happy that Taimur has achieved what he has achieved without our proper supervision for last 2 years. And what is success? Someone said, success doesn't lie in results, but in efforts. Being the best is not important. Doing the best is all that matters. So I would say to these young men that they should not worry in results, but try to do their best, and Allah will make it happen for them. I will begin by saying thanks to his troop leaders who made it possible for Taimur and other young men to achieve their goal, to become Eagle Scouts. I would like to thank Champion Masjid administration and community at large for providing the space and money and whatever was needed for these young people to achieve their goals. Today they are excelling in leadership as well as academics. I will say academics as well because of environment that was provided by the masjid for the scouts that made it possible for Taimur and others to fulfill their dreams in school as well. I would like to talk about the confidence Troop 321 instilled in Taimur and rest of the group, that they have become fearless and they are talking in front of people without any hesitation. Whatever Taimur achieved as an assistant patrol leader and senior patrol leader, whatever he has done as volunteer, we all owe this to Troop 321 and its leaders. And at the end, I would like to say our community is a great community of go-getters. It helped my child and other children achieving their dreams. We as community can achieve anything, and sky is no limit. We need to have will to work together to make this world better place for our children and our generations to come. We should get involved in grassroots efforts with other communities in the neighborhood to create a better future for all of us. The last thing I would say to you scouts, if you have a goal but no plan to achieve that goal, then it is nothing but a wish. So have a plan in place to achieve your goal and to be successful. Thank you all, and may Allah bless all and help our children to succeed in their future endeavors. Thank you.
Last but not least, I'd like to have Brother Rizza say one short thing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. It is with sincere gratitude and humility that I stand before you today and watch these boys. I've had the great honor and privilege of working with each and every one of them individually as their Eagle coach, and it has been a very humbling experience. With regard to Timur, there's a young man that inshallah will make the world a much better place. And if there's one more element that we can add to the Scout law, it would be determination. Because he has overcome a lot of obstacles to be here today. And in overcoming those obstacles, he has proven himself that he is a man of his honor, he's a man of his word, he's trustworthy. He, as his Eagle coach, I really did not have a whole lot of problems getting him to do the stuff. He would always get it done on time. But I was amazed at how many other activities he was involved in with HOSA and other things going on in school and academics and working and volunteering. It's just a phenomenal accomplishment. So congratulations to you and congratulations to all the boys. We're very proud of you. And inshallah, we hope that we have prepared you to be physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Assalamu alaikum.
I'd like to welcome the next scout up, Jabir Rizwan.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making all of this possible today. I'd also like to thank all the parents who have been involved in setting up this ceremony for months now, and it really seems like it has paid off in the end. And to all the other Eagles here today, I'd like to thank you guys for making it, because you really are the living example of what this is all about. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and I want you to know that it really is an honor for me to finally be able to speak up here after about 2.5 hours of sitting over there. So here I am after 6 years and 11 months after crossing over from Cub Scouts Pack 321 into Troop 321. That first year in Boy Scouts was a little wild. I was split up from the other boys who had crossed over with me, Shaji and Timur, and I was put into a patrol with like 13 to 15-year-olds. And at the time, I was 11-year-old, so I learned a lot of new things and maybe some things my mom didn't want me to learn. I felt left out sometimes because of the age gap between me and the other patrol members. But all I had to do was look over at Shaji and Timur in the harsh patrol of Abdul Wase, and they'd always be working hard while I'd just be like sitting there chilling with the older scouts. During campouts, and probably saw them pitch more tents than actually sleep in them. So just like a little background on the campouts, the food was always burnt no matter who made it, but it always tasted better when I made it, even though no one else thought so. We'd hear the adults telling us to go to sleep so that we can be well rested for the next day, and we'd also completely ignore them, and we'd regret it the next morning when we'd have a 5-mile hike hit us in the face. So that first year passed by in a blur, but I didn't miss a chance to enjoy what was going on. So I started off my second year already completed with the first 2 ranks, eagerly working to attain the first class. I was no longer the youngest scout around as the new generation had joined, but while this meant that I could make the new scouts kind of do things for me, I also had to be around to teach them new skills. As the third year started off, I was a seasoned scout. I knew how to properly cook an egg without having to scrape it off the pan with a fork. I was in the Sharks Patrol with Shajit Timur, and they finally had some freedom, and they didn't have to listen to Abdul Wasi all the time. I remember as both of them would always argue about who would make the best fajitas, while me and Wasim would just be standing there, not really trying to tell them whose were better so we don't hurt their feelings. The next years after that passed way too quickly. I completed the first class in the star rank, and I reached new heights, and I saw some really weird things. There was this one time I woke up in the middle of the night during a camp out, and I was sharing a tent with Timur, and I kind of felt Timur cuddled up on top of me, and at first I was a little too tired to care, but then he opened his mouth and he began to breathe on me, and at that point I was kind of close to opening a tent and running away, but I just pushed him over to his side of the tent, and I was just shivering on my side. He never woke up, so I don't know if he remembers this. But during that same year, I finished up my star rank. I became the senior patrol leader of the troop, and at this point, I could really see all the inner workings of the troop and the functions that I'd really never been able to see before. This was really an honest learning experience for me, because before that, I'd always had someone to go to and complain to about, but now people are coming up to me and complaining to me. So I had to deal with that, but alhamdulillah, it's all paid off. So I was working harder to achieve all the ranks, and because I could see the finish line now, I could see the end point in front of me, but something called high school slowed me down. And but I finally reached the point where I could begin my Eagle project. My Eagle project was to construct and install 15 birdhouses for one of the local Houston parks, so that we could encourage birds to come and nest within the park. Here I entered a whole new world of hurt, because regardless of what many believe, I am just as lazy as any other 17-year-old boy. I was required to stay on target, or else I would forget the important details here and there. Brother Riza's back is here. My Eagle coach did not go easy on me, and I'm glad he didn't, because while he was reviewing my project proposal and plan, he'd stop me at here and there, and he'd say, "Why are you even doing this?" And be like, "I don't know." And then I'd change it up, but alhamdulillah, I appreciate his help. Alhamdulillah, I finished my project in a timely fashion. I gave my helpers plenty of time to rest between work days, unlike some people, Shaji. The park officials were very impressed with the end product, and this was gratifying in its own way, because there were some dark times during the project where I didn't think I'd be able to complete it. So finally, after all of this, I reached the day of my board review. I was a little nervous, but not that much, because I felt like I'd prepared enough for it. I was fine until they finally asked me, "What does being an Eagle mean to you?" And at this point, I'd really never thought about it, so I gave some broken answer, and I myself wasn't really satisfied with it, but the following days, as I thought about it, it came to me. Being an Eagle Scout isn't just about gaining recognition for your achievements. It is a title that is representation of who you are. It is a guide for me to live the rest of my life, and being an Eagle Scout doesn't end after the ceremony, because it is my responsibility now to move forward in life by using everything I have learned to earn this rank. Whether it is being courteous and holding the door open for someone, being cheerful and smiling when people need it most, being thrifty and managing my resources properly, or even being clean and observing proper hygiene, all of these are important structural pillars by which any good person should live by. As an Eagle Scout, I can proudly proclaim that on my honor, I will do my best to uphold these essentials in life. Inshallah, by earning this esteemed rank of Boy Scouts, I believe that I will be a better person in the eyes of my Creator, in the eyes of the world community, and in my own eyes. So at this time, I'd like to recognize some of the people who have helped me tremendously through my journey as a young Cub Scout to where I am now. To Brother Nader, Jazakallah khair for being there and being an understanding adult leader and always being able to take time out of your schedule to enter in my achievements and into the records. To Brother Brad Neal, Jazakallah khair for calmly tolerating us when we were acting wild and spending time to teach us essential skills. To Brother Nablan, Jazakallah khair for coming to almost every single morning meeting and taking attendance and making sure everyone had paid their camping fees. To Sister Sarah, Jazakallah khair for taking time out of your busy schedule to enter in all of our achievements and always staying on top of us to finish up our ranks. And I would also like to especially thank you for helping us so much with the entire paperwork process of becoming an Eagle. To Brother Murad, Jazakallah khair for helping me as participating as an adult leader during my Eagle project, and I really don't know how I could have finished it without of you. Brother Bashir, Jazakallah khair for always reserving our campsites on time and ahead of schedule. Brother Abdul Fattah, Jazakallah khair for being a patient and hardworking Scoutmaster when our troop needed it most. You trust the youth to take lead, which is very important in this program, and it is something that many people do not recognize. So now I'd like to recognize some of the individuals who have mentored me throughout this entire process. I'd like to thank Brother Abdul Malik, who was not able to be here today, but he was there during our campouts, regardless of the fact that he didn't have any children. Oh. Brother Abdul Malik, can you please join me up here? Can you please come up here? And he had no children in the Boy Scouts program, but he'd always come to the campouts and he'd help us with our stuff, and I can never really repay him for the effort that he put into making us men.
Why not? It's the tradition, right? Ah!
I would also like to thank Brother Riza Bacchus for the significant amount of help that he gave me ever since I became a Wolf Scout almost 10 years ago. You were there to teach me how to be a useful community member, and you taught me to smile when I shake people's hands. So I'd like to call you up here.
Getting a workout. This is supposed to be about you guys, not about me. Yeah, there's a spot right there. Don't be nervous, man. Come on, you're a surgeon. Don't keep those hands steady.
And to Brother Ayman Mehjazi, you've always been there willing to help in any way that you could. You began our venturing patrol, and that was truly one of the most fun times I ever had in Boy Scouts. I learned skills with you that I could never have learned anywhere else or with anyone else. Through all your teachings, I was able to learn more about good character that I was obligated to maintain in my day-to-day lifestyle. And even when we failed on you, you never failed on us, and for that I'll always be grateful.
The last camp I went with Jabril, him and I, we sticked out until he caught his fish, man, and he cleaned it, cooked it, and he ate it, and he earned the fishing merit badge. Congratulations.
It was good fish too, huh? Yeah, it is.
guess you didn't make enough bushel, huh?
And finally, I would like to recognize the two people without whom I would never have been able to reach this point. Ammi and Abba, if you could please come up here. I cannot begin to explain the gratitude that I have for two loving parents who take the time to be involved in my life every step of the way. So, Jazakallah khair.
You can be closer, so I can take you.
Well, I'd like to congratulate her, on this event as well.
And now my dad will give a bayan about, no, I'm just joking. He's just going to have a few words.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It seems like there's feedback on my presentations, the 1-minute Scout Master speeches, and now my own son says it's a bayan, it's not a speech anymore. But this time I did come, and this is only page 1, many more pages are about to follow. Okay. I want to start off by saying, I want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, for bringing us here together in a state of Iman, in a state of belief. I want to thank Allah the Almighty for giving us guidance. To have that understanding that it is only the Almighty, it is only the Creator who's capable of doing anything, and we cannot do anything. But however, we make efforts like these 6 exceptional men have done, but the results are in the hand of Allah, the Almighty. And the Almighty also says, approximate meaning, that He will help us when we first take those steps and make an attempt to help ourselves. So when we make an effort, surely Allah the Almighty will put success into it. About 18 years ago from today, exactly on this date, on December 17th, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Nashwa and I with Jabir Muhammad Rizwan. Yes, he's 18 today based on the Gregorian calendar, and he did make it to Eagle Scout in time. There were suggestions to hold the ceremony a little later, but Nashwa and I would have no part of it. We said no, it had to happen December 17. We couldn't go over. I am a little concerned about the time though. This might extend into the midnight hours. Also, an important thing happened. It was also mentioned in some of the other speeches by the other Eagles, about giving rides to the campouts. Right before Jabir was born, we had bought this expedition, the Ford Expedition. And Nashwa and I were very proud of it, our hard-earned money. We put it down and we bought this car. And we had no idea that Jabir would practically grow in this car. So most of his rides to school and to all the other events, and then eventually when we became part of Troop 321, even before Troop 321 with the Cub Scouting days, the expedition was involved. Sadly, the expedition has been sold. So that chapter is now closed, so I don't know what's going to happen with future rides, because alhamdulillah, we still have one more who we're hoping he'll make it to Eagle Scout. But today is Jabir's day. Jabir, this is your day. It's a great achievement. Keep it coming, Jabir. I would like to talk just a little bit about Jabir. Jabir is jubilant. Jabir is assertive. Jabir is brave. Jabir is incredible. And Jabir is resourceful. So if you put jubilant, assertive, brave, incredible, and resourceful all together, it spells Jabir. Now, jubilant in that Jabir has always kept our spirits up in the household when we needed them. He's always been that one that puts a smile on our face. He is assertive. When he puts his mind to something, you can't stop him. I can't talk him out of it. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he does. Very assertive about it. He's also brave. Brave in that he speaks up when something wrong is being done. He's not afraid. Even if I were to make a mistake, he would step up and he would advise me. He would remind me. And for that, I'm ever grateful for Jabir. He's incredible. His personality, his smile, and his attitude. And finally, he's resourceful. And I think some of the Scout leadership can attest to this. Give him a task, and he gets it done. He will not fail you. Becoming an Eagle Scout, brothers and sisters, is not a graduation. It is an achievement. See, graduation is something that happens over time. You go to school, you go to college, and eventually you do graduate. Maybe it's 6 years, 10 years, but you do end up graduating. But Eagle Scout is not that way. It's an achievement. These young men were working hard for Eagle Scouts, while other young men were possibly playing with their devices. Maybe they were hanging out for the wrong reasons. But these men were dedicated. And this is an achievement. And this is an achievement that we as a community that we're proud of. We also realize to arrive at this point of attaining Eagle rank, Nashwa and I would like to thank Allah for putting it in our minds to assist Jabir. It's not just in our minds, in all of your minds to assist him in the different ways you've assisted him. I want to thank, or Nashwa and I would like to thank Sister Shamila, mother of the Eagle Bacchus boys. I had to set up a whole table for them, just for one family. I want to thank her and Brother Iqbal for being his den leaders during the Cub Scout years. During the Boy Scout years, we would like to thank Brother Nadir, Brother Nablan, Brother Brad, Brother Sarmad, Brother Abdul Fattah. Would like to thank Brother Ayman for all that he has done and assisted Jabir in the venture activities. We want to thank Abdul Razak for his assistance through the committee activities. We're also, Nashwa and I are grateful to Brother Riza for guidance through our scouting years and especially with the Eagle Project. We'd like to thank Sister Sarah for keeping track of Jabir's achievements and making it possible to attain Eagle rank. We want to thank Brother Bashir with all that scheduling which made those camping activities possible in order to attain the Eagle rank. And I want to thank all the members, past and present, of the scouting committees that assisted. I want to thank the parents who were in Jabir's Board of Review over the years. We want to thank them all for giving that time to work with him and to give him encouragement as he progressed higher in the Eagle ranks. We want to thank all of you who wrote his Eagle recommendation letters. And very importantly, we would like to thank the Masjid Committee for being the sponsoring organization to make all of this possible. And finally, I would like to thank Nashwa for being loving, caring, supporting during these years as Jabir and I went away to camp for so many times. I know you missed me. but also a lot of the honeydews did not get done, and you were patient with that. So I want to thank you very much for that. And Jazakallah khair for all of you for celebrating this event with us. I have just one other thing real quickly. Since this process is going on a little bit longer, if we can all just take maybe about 30 seconds. I know a lot of you have been sitting. If you just want to stand up, just stretch a little bit and sit down again. And be patient with us because this is a huge achievement for us. It's a big ceremony. We have a few scouts. We're almost there, inshallah. But if you want to just get up and stretch a little bit, please take a minute to do that. Jazakallah khair.